Class, how are you all? I hope you all are well. So we all have learned the chapter essential for life, air and water. So the first topic is atmosphere. What is atmosphere? So atmosphere is our earth is surrounded by the blanket of air. Our earth is covered by the blanket of air, that is called the atmosphere. Means everywhere on the earth, above the earth, there is air is present. And when we going higher up, the level air become lesser. Okay, so the gravity that is present on the earth, it pulls the air layer of atmosphere towards it, right? So when we are going higher, the gravity level would be less, so the also the air amount would be less. That's why the mountaineer, when they are going on the mountain, they are taking the oxygen cylinder with them. Okay, so the atmosphere is divided into several type of layer. It is according, maybe the temperature is increasing or maybe it is decreasing, right? So there is 5 type of layer, right? First one is the troposphere, second stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere, right? So what is troposphere? The troposphere layer, there we are living, right? The first layer is troposphere, where we are living. That is the densest layer of the atmosphere. You know, I have already told you that the gravity is more on the earth, so it pulls the air towards it. That's why this layer is called the densest layer of the atmosphere. A lot of gases are there, so that is the densest layer of the atmosphere. After that, and all the weather changes happen in the troposphere, right? Like thundering, storm, wind, right? All the weather changes are happening in this layer, in the troposphere, right? After that, second layer. The second layer is what? Stratosphere, right? So what is stratosphere? Stratosphere is the layer that in the stratosphere, that is good, it provides good condition for flying the jet plane. Why it is providing the good condition for flying the jet planes? Because there is no weather changes happening. Means no rain, no clouds, no thundering is happening in the stratosphere. So that provide very good condition for the flying jet plane. So that is the one thing of a stratosphere key that provide the good condition for flying jet planes. And also the ozone layer. The ozone layer that protects us from the ultraviolet rays. The ultraviolet rays that are harmful rays and coming from the sun, that can harm to the people, to the animal and also for the plant. So these ultraviolet rays are absorbed by the ozone layer that is present in the layer of a stratosphere, right? So there is a layer of ozone, so that absorbs the ultraviolet rays, that trap the ultraviolet rays. After that, mesosphere. So mesosphere work is what? The mesosphere layer, that when the meteors, all the meteors when comes and towards that, what happened? The meteors burn here. The meteors burn here in the mesosphere, right? After that, the next layer is thermosphere. So thermosphere may what is happening? There is very high temperature in the thermosphere, and that provide good condition for the satellite, right? The all the radio waves, they goes in this layer, in the thermosphere. After that, they reflect to the earth. So we can listen the radio also. Means the radio waves are traveling in the thermosphere, and also the satellites are also, they are fixing this layer. After that, the exosphere, that is the last layer of the atmosphere, and it blend into space. when we are going into the exosphere layer, way to mix in the space, and that is the composition of air, right? That is the next topic. So what is the composition of air? Nitrogen is 78%, 21% oxygen is present in the air, and also 1% the other gases are present in the air, right? So first the oxygen gas, how it is important for us. So it is essential for life. Without the oxygen we cannot survive, as you know. It is very important for breathing, for the animal and for the human also. So without the oxygen gas we cannot live, we cannot breathe. So that is very important for us. The nitrogen gas, second, the nitrogen gas, it is essential for the growth of the plant, but the plant are not taking the nitrogen gas directly from the environment. It is the nitrogen mix in the soil. So from the soil the plants are taking the nitrogen, and after that we are using the animals are getting the nitrogen from the food that is coming from the plant, right? And the nitrogen is added in the fertilizers. So fertilizer are to be added in the soil, and after that the plant are using that nitrogen. Then carbon dioxide. So why the carbon dioxide is important for us? Without the carbon dioxide the plant cannot survive. Like we are breathing with the help of oxygen, as the same way the plants need for making their food the carbon dioxide gas. The oxygen the plants are releasing when they are making food with the help of carbon dioxide, and we are releasing the carbon dioxide. So that the carbon dioxide that we are releasing, it used by the plant for making their food, right? And then they are releasing the oxygen. So that is very important. The carbon dioxide is very important for the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is what? In the presence of carbon dioxide, water and sunlight, the plant are making their food. So that is photosynthesis. After that, the next is water vapor. What is water vapor? The evaporation is going on. It is happening continuously from the ocean, from the sea, and the vapors, they form the cloud, right? The water vapor is also present in our environment, and when the evaporation is happening, it from the cloud, it can change the weather, right? It can change the weather, the water vapors, right? So the next is other gases is what? Like argon, neon, helium, hydrogen, they are also present in the environment, but in very less amount. The neon and argon, that is very light gases, and that are used to be filled in the bulbs. We are using it. So the next topic is what are the importance of air, right? So the importance of air is, first, the air is needed for breathing. So that is we already have discussed that air is very important for breathing. We are inhaling the oxygen gas that is mixed with the air, and we are exhaling the carbon dioxide gas. So the carbon dioxide gas that we are releasing, the plants are using that gas, and also the oxygen gas that plant release, we are using for breathing. The next is air is needed for burning. So we will do the activity and do the observation ki air is needed for burning or not. See how the air is needed for burning. So you can see the candle is now burning. After that, what I am doing, I am closing it by this glass. See. Have you seen what happened? What happened? We'll do this activity again. See, now the candle is burning, and after that, when I am closing it without touching, is put off the candle, right? So this observation show that the air is needed for burning, means the oxygen. See how the air is needed. So the oxygen that is present in the air that help to burn the candle, to burn the fire. So the air is needed for burning, because without the oxygen the fire cannot burn, right? And other uses of air, what are the other uses of air? So the other uses of, we are filling the air in the tires, in the footballs. The air is very important for formation of weather, like wind, rain, now forming the cloud. So all are the uses of air. Also the parachute that we are using for flying kite. So everywhere we need to air, right? So these all are the properties of air. You can see I have written. So what are the properties of air? Air occupies space, air has weight, air can be compressed, right? Air exert pressure, and air expand on heating and contract on cooling. All the topics already we have discussed in the class, and we all have done the activity also. So we will do some of the activity now. So see the activity we are doing, how the air occupies space, how we come to know that. What is in this glass? Can you tell me? Let us see. See, in the glass I have put it a piece of paper. So let us see, the paper would be wet or dry. I am putting the glass in the water. You can see the glass is completely covered with water, right? See, it is wet or dry. So the paper is dry, it is not wet, right? We'll do another activity. One more time I am doing this. See, now I am tilting the glass and now putting in the water. You can see the bubbles are coming also. So in the form of bubble, what is now, some water is also enter in the glass, only some water. See, bubbles are coming, means bubbles is what? The air is escaping in the form of bubbles, and the water can be enter in the glass. Slowly the air is removing, it is escaping from the glass, and the water enter in the glass. So what this activity shows? That air occupies space, right? Now this piece of paper is wet. So already you have seen in the glass the water would be entered. So you already have seen in the activity board, and also you have done in the class, at your home also you all have done. So it shows that air occupies space, right? The next property is air has weight. So we'll do another activity. See, now you can see here the balloon is balanced, right? The balloon is balanced. Now I am pricking the balloon. Now I am pricking the balloon. See what would be happen. See, now what is happen? It shows that air has weight. When I first it was balanced, and when I prick the balloon, then what happened? Now the second balloon goes down. It is imbalanced. So this activity shows that air has weight, right? So this is the property of air, and also air can be compressed. right? Air can be compressed. You are filling the tires by compressing it, and in the cylinder also the air is filled by compressing. If you open the cylinder LPG that is you are using for cooking, so then what happen? All the gas that is spread at your home, but all that gases, that amount of gas is filled in the cylinder. So that is the property of air, that air can be compressed. Air expand on heating and contract on cooling. So we already have discussed in the class, when all the type of matter also, when they get energy, they expand. The energy means when on heating, the matter, the gas, the air, it gets energy and it start to move from each other and they expand. And on the cooling, what happen? It contract. They lose their energy and they come closer to each other. And air exert pressure. That next property is air exert pressure. So we will do activity how the air exert pressure and what are the uses of air exerting the pressure. So many of the activities that we are doing, right? Now you can see this is a syringe, है ना? So normally I am pushing. I am not facing any problem when I am pushing it. See what is in this syringe. Only that much part of air is present. Now see what would be happen. See what is happening. When I am pulling it back, it comes on that place again. Means it is happening due to pressure, air pressure. Means there is inside the syringe there is air, low pressure, and outer side there is high pressure. So always the air moves also from high pressure to low pressure. So that's why it comes back on that place, right? Due to pressure that is present around the syringe, right? And you are drinking with the help of a straw, the cold drink also. It is happening due to the pressure, air pressure. The storms, the cyclone is also from the air, due to the air pressure. Already we all have discussed that all the topics, how the air pressure is helpful for us. So it is very important for us, the air pressure that is present around us, that helpful for us for many activities. Also in filling tires and many type of activities, the air pressure. So there is one more activity I am showing you. If I got to show you how the air, this activity also shows that the air exert pressure. So now you can see I have put the coin inside the balloon. See, nothing is there. I have put it a coin, right? After that, see what would be happening. Now see, you can see there is a coin. It can move. See, and I have not tied the balloon. See, I have not tied. So what would be happening? You can see coin is looking some here. Why the coin is stuck in one place? It is not moving. Even I have not tied, na? So that is also the air exerting pressure. How? The air that is present inside the balloon, it exerting pressure on the coin, and the outward air that is also exerting pressure on the coin from to upward direction, and the air that is present inside the balloon that exerting pressure in downward direction. So that also, this activity shows that air exert pressure. Now you can see the coin is fixed one place without tying the balloon. That is also a magic or not? No. That is also happening due to only the air exerting pressure. Water. As you know, water is very important for us. Is it not? Is it? The water is important. Yes, the water is very important. That is essential for us. We can survive, we can live without food for some time, but without water it is impossible to survive, right? So the water is very important for survival of the plant, of the animal, and for the human also. Only due to the presence of water the life exists on the earth. Also air, right? So due to the air and water the life exists on the earth. So water is very important for us. And 71% water is available, that is present on the earth, and only 29% is land, that is present on the earth. When the scientist has taken the picture of the earth from the space, it looks in a blue color. So that's why it is called the blue planet. Why it is called the blue planet and why it is looking from the space in blue color? Only the presence of water, the lot of water that is present on the earth, so it looks like a blue color from the space. So that's why it is called the blue planet. But why if the lot of water is present on the earth, so why it is called that we need to save the water, we need to conserve the water? Every time it is saying that we need to save the water, save life. Why? Yes, because the 97% water is not a drinkable water. It is unfit for use, right? Only 3% fresh water is available on the earth, and in the 3% water, 2% water is frozen in the form of glacier, right? So also that water we cannot use. Only 1% water that is available for drinking in the form of rain, river, lake, and underground water. So that's why it is called that we need to save the water, we need to conserve the water. So from where we are getting the water? So we are getting the water from the lake, from the river, from the rain, underground water, pond. All are the sources of water, right? From where the rivers are coming. So from the mountains the ice melt and it change into water. The river water is coming from the mountains, right? So that is the sources of water. But the water that we are getting from river, from pond, from lake, is it good for use? It is pure or not? Yes, it is not a pure water. There is some impurities that are mixed in the water. So that impurities are mixed with, some impurities are mixed in the water that make impure for drinking. So what are the impurities are there that are mixed in the water? Some are soluble impurities, and some are soluble impurities and some are insoluble impurities. So what are the soluble impurities? We also have done the activity in the class. And we cannot see them. So that is soluble impurities like salt, sugar, that all are dissolved in the water, and some bacteria, microorganisms that also dissolve in the water. But some are big impurities like sand, mud, soil that are mixed in the water and that do not dissolve in the water. So that are called the insoluble impurities. So how we can remove these impurities from the water? So first is how we can remove the insoluble impurities from the water. There is 3 methods to remove the insoluble impurities from the water. So first is sedimentation. So what is happening in the sedimentation? We are taking the water in a container and we are keeping it for some time. Then what happened? The big impurities, the sand, is settled down at the bottom of the container, and we are after that in the upper level we are getting the clean water. The second is decantation. So that is called the sedimentation. So after that we are getting in upper level the clean water. After that the clean water we are separating in another container. That process is called the decantation. The clean water that we are getting in the sedimentation process, that water we are separating in another container, that is called the decantation, right? After that there is very small impurities are left in the water, So we need to do the filtration. What we are doing with the help of funnel and the filter paper, we are removing the small impurities that is left in the water after the decantation. So when we are using the filter paper, all the impurities this left in the filter paper, and after that we are getting the clean water in the container. So that three processes are that we are using for removing the insoluble impurities from the water, right? The next one is a soluble impurities, how we are removing from the water. The two methods are to removing the soluble impurities from the water. The evaporation, you know, after the soluble impurities that is containing the solution, what happened after heating, the salt left behind in the container and the water is evaporated. The water in the form of steam, the water is evaporated. So now we are getting the clean water after evaporation, right? And the second is distillation. So in the distillation, what actually we are doing, that is the distillation is the purest form of water. After the distillation, the water that we are getting, that is the purest form of water. How? What we are doing? First, we are evaporating the water, we are boiling the water, and we are changing this water into the steam. After that, in another flask, this steam we are collecting in another flask, and we are condensing that. After the condensation, what happened? We are getting the clean water, right? So first, what happened? We are boiling the water and we are collecting the steam, the water vapor in one flask, and this all the steam it condense in one flask, it change into water, right? So that water is the purest form of water. No impurities are left in this type of water. Microorganisms also they become dead in this after the heating. So that is the purest form of water, and that water mostly we are using it for the medicine, right? So this water also it is used for science experiment and in car batteries, right? So that is a distilled water that we are using for medicine, for experiments, for car batteries. After that, purification of drinking water. How we are purifying the drinking water at our home. So because the water that is impure, it is cause of many diseases, it contains the germs, so we need to pure the water, then after we need to drink it, right? So first is boiling. That is a very simplest way to pure the water, right? How it is simplest way to pure the water? How it is the simplest form? Only 10 minutes for boiling. We are boiling the water. After that, what happened? The germs are killed, and after cooling the water, we can use for drinking, right? That is the water that we are getting after the boiling for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes, that is a pure water. The second is chlorination. Chlorination is what? Chlorine tablet that are used, that we are adding in the water. It kills also the germs, right? The tank water that we are, the city tank, from the water that we are getting from the city tank. So there is also the water is purifying. There is chlorination process also happening, and also we can use it at your home to add the chlorine tablet, right? So after chlorination we are getting the pure water. The germs are killed in this water. The third one is water purifier. Nowadays most of the people are using water purifier like RO. We are using for filtering the water, and we are getting the pure water at our home. So that all are the methods of purifying the water, right? So class, we all have discussed all the topics that we all have learnt in this chapter. So you need to revise that topics also and do the exercise at your home. If you are having any query, any problem, you can ask me, right? Okay, thank you class. Have a nice day.